Do you think it would be more helpful to not say they failed? Do you think it'd be better to say it didn't succeed at this time?
Here's what I'm comfortable with. I'm comfortable with stats, to say like, 60% of new churches fail within the first 2 years,
But when you're talking to a person.
Yeah, to think about like, well,
I didn't even think about
Christopher
that.
over here, he failed.
Yeah, so he's listening to this and he's like, I failed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
But I'd say Christopher,
Sorry, Christopher,
was faithful to what God asked him to do, and I hope he tried hard. I hope he was faithful with those opportunities. I hope that he didn't squander his time or resources, but sometimes things are just they just,
Well, maybe he should have got a team and he wouldn't have failed.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Christopher. You're on the hook.
No, that's a good point. I'm joking around, but it's not, when you go out and try something for the Lord, that's a step of faith.
Yeah.
And we often say this, so I see where you're coming from, is we're not responsible for the results, because you could do everything right and still quote unquote fail. And I don't think that would be necessarily a failure in God's eyes. What I meant by that was just the church didn't continue on it. There's no church there anymore.
Yeah.
It started and then it stopped.
Correct.
So it's not fair to say to Christopher that he failed if he did everything he knew to do, he was called to do, and it just didn't work out, and that happens.
Yeah. Something that our mutual friend, Justin Thomas, said, he said this, we were on a group call 6 months ago or something, and he says that God always measures faithfulness in the present tense.
Ooh.
You remember that?
That's smart.
It just really struck me, because I was just like, wow, because in the present tense, you're doing what he asked you to do.
And that's success.
Absolutely. Success is, I guess, like endeavoring with all your might to do what God's asked you to do. Mm-hmm. And there's, faithfulness is kind of, to some degree, up to us. Like, we want to be faithful. And then fruitfulness, to some degree, is out of our hands.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting conversation, because fruitfulness is out of our hands. You can't force a tree. So if you talk about church planting.
Yeah, we'll get there.
You can't force an apple tree to make an apple.
Right.
But what you can do is you can plant it in a place where it gets sun. You can water it.
Yep.
You can put nutrients into the ground. You can do a lot of different things. But ultimately, you're not able to. People have done that. I mean, look at the fig tree that Jesus cursed. He walked by it. Mm-hmm. He expected it to be fruitful. It wasn't.
Okay, yeah.
And why was that? Just God's hands, I guess.